Alright, sorry for the second part. I am not good at editing yet and I don't have the tools for it yet. I'm planning to buying a new tablet this year, so if anyone knows a good program for iOS which helped me editing, please let me know. Alright, to where I left off. You get summoned by another army. And then again another army. If that's the way it seems to go now. Every new army has been the best out there. Custodes were a long time holding on. And they just got a little bit nervous and stuff like that. But they need adjustment still. They're still too powerful. Tau, one of the latest armies, again, it's overpowerful. Those two armies were dominating, basically. And now it's Harlequins. Funnily enough, it's only a side faction. But yeah, they are now dominating. And one of the problems is meta chasers. It almost seems like GW does it on purpose to sell stock. And I don't mean stock like in the stock markets, but stock like in boxes in the stores. And meta chasers help them in that. But not only that, they ruin it for the average gamer. And that is where our big problem is. I'm going to talk a bit about meta chasing and stuff like that. Said maybe in another video, but since this is two-part, I can do it on this one. Newest army is the strongest, and you need kits that they have too much of to make the best option available. And then comes along the meta chaser that buys it all up, air rushes it, and the regular player, like myself for example, cannot get enough to even get a minimal amount of it. Because in my example, I want to have 6 Void Weavers. I only got 5 now. I had 3, so I'm only missing 1. No big deal, I can still play fun games. Well, Harlequins are still too overpowered, but that's not the point I'm making at this point. I cannot get my hands on it unless maybe via scalpers and stuff like that. Because meta chasers bought them all up and they break the army with it. True, some armies need to be balanced, but if meta chasers will keep on doing this, GW will keep on doing this, and in the end we all hurt for it. Because if you don't have the latest army, you can say it has no use to go to a tournament. Because you need to have the latest army, but you can't because it's sold out. When you go to the tournament, if you have it, or not, you know what you're gonna face. A multitude of that one army. And that's the problem with meta chasing. And Harlequins are now at this point the greatest example of it. Because few reasons. The best unit, that's in most talked about the Void Weaver, it's an easy to build, easy to paint if you air rush it. I mean, just slap it all together, leave the crew off, and paint the window over. Airbrush it a little bit, give it 3 or 4 colors, 5 if you're feeling fancy, and you're done. Basically, in a day you can build and paint 5 of these armies. Yes, I said armies. The hardest part are the troops, but hey, you can also go the other route. More boats, if you have them. And what will be the next one? Knights. Everybody buys up all the new knight stuff. So a knight collector needs to wait a few years. I'm being a little bit melodramatic with that, but they need to wait a long time before they can get their hands on stuff again. Because meta chasers got it. And yes, you can get them cheap on eBay in a few months. But do you want to have an air rushed army? Or do you want to paint them and build them yourself? Because I don't like painting, but still, I love building them. And I want to have my way, not someone else's airbrushed way. And as long as meta chasers keep on doing that, we will be having this overpower problem. Because it brings in cash for Games Workshop. It's a method that works, or seemingly works. Well, more than seemingly. And is it bad to want to have a strong army? No, of course not. That's, again, not the point. But the problem is that those meta chasers abuse it. True, there will still be armies that will need to be toned down, but if people could just stop, and I know they won't, doing that idiocy, that will help a lot. But not only that, GW will probably be more balanced in their armies because it no longer works. And if they sell overall just as much with all the kits combined, not just the airbrushed ones, everyone wins. Well, maybe GW will make less of a profit, but less of a profit is still a profit. If all the airrush power meta chasers would stop doing what they do, every fan will still be able to buy the armies. And if they stop it, it's no longer lucrative for Games Workshop to make the newest goodies, the biggest, the baddest, the most awesome, over-the-top, powerful, and cheapest point-wise goodie there is. And that's the meta chasing problem. Like I said, I play Harlequins from the first standalone codex. I've put it aside a few times because the armor is too powerful, but still I love playing it. It's such a crazy, wonky army. You can do crazy things with it. It's one of my favorite armies together with Sisters. And I played Sisters before they got their new makeover. Was I happy with the new kits? Of course. It gave me new opportunities. And that's what we want, new opportunities. Not, this is the great, you need to buy this book because it's the greatest. That's not what we want. And that is a bad state for the game. Not only, yes, okay, it's good for second-hand sales. But is it? It's not good for everyone. It's not good for most of them. It floods the market. Floods the market with bad painted armies. And GW is expensive as it is, so people will be buying those. You can say yes, but they have been bought. Yeah, but more people will get those things than actually GW kits, I think. This is just speculating on my part, but I think it will be a much better state if meta chasing would not be so prevalent. But yeah, we won't see people stopping that. GW need to stop that, but they won't because it brings in cash. Quick cash. Every time they bring out a new codex. New cash. Because those players buy an army, sell it. Buy an army, sell it. Buy an army, rinse, and repeat. And that's the problem of meta chasing. And the common player, which I think might actually be the largest base, but I can be wrong, hurt by it the most. Don't get me wrong, when an army is accidentally too powerful, it needs to be toned down. Or everything else needs to be toned up, because what I said earlier, and it's not my saying, but if everything is dialed up to 120, then everything is 100%. So maybe we need to let all the nerves go and just see what the state will be then. Back to the points of the codex, like literally back to the points of the codex, all the limitations off, and only balancing things like what needs to be. And basically that's FAQ oversights or balancing like what knights got, that armatures got, objective secure, things that an army doesn't have but needs because it's an normal codex. So please tell me what you think of that. Back to the codex points, no more limitations, and give armies only a balancing updates instead of downgrades. Will that work, or something in between? Yeah, I'm gonna end this video here because what else can I say? Don't go for knee-jerk reactions. Don't go breaking an army because it's too powerful. Balancing is good, but nerfing something into oblivion isn't, because your army can be next. And how would you react if you buy a new kit or two and you can only have one the next few months? For example, the airplane nerf. You can only have 2 aircrafts. On one hand, I don't mind it, but there are a few exceptions where I say, come on, that's just not fair. I can imagine where there's maximum 2 aircraft datasheets. Regardless which one. But for Guard, for example, the Valkyrie isn't that good. So having only 2 Valkyries is bad. They should be able to field 6 of them. Hell, even 9. Bring back the 9 Valkyries. But you can't. And now we have the next 9 problem that is a problem. When a unit is too good, limiting is not always the option. Because what will be the next problem? And the next problem might actually, the previous problem might actually be the solution to the next problem. And then we have no longer that option. Sure, with a balancing slate you can bring it back. But then they should not make that 6 months, they should make the balancing slate every 3 months. But they will always be behind, and there will always be those who abuse it. Right, like I said, I'm gonna end this video. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Sorry, it's a 2-parter. I got called and the video stopped, and I still don't know how to make one video out of it. Hopefully in a few months I can buy tablets and then look for a program that will be able to do it for iOS. If you have any ideas for that, please let me know. I'm not that rich. Yes, I know I'm gonna buy iOS products, but probably a second-hand one anyway, because that's not being rich doesn't mean I don't want good stuff. I'd rather have a tablet of 500 euros that lasts me 5 years than a tablet of 50 euros that lasts me half a year. So yeah. Everyone, take care, stay safe, and keep the games fun. And that's it for now. Sorry for the long outro. Everybody, see you in the next one. Bye bye.